So I just wanted to come on and tell everybody. It's been really interesting because, I'm sorry, I had taken time to get some insights about the coronavirus and do some divinations and, just figure out where we were. And a lot of what I had gotten had been tied into pollution and climate change and environmental destruction. And I know people don't want to hear this, but that's exactly what Bill Gates was talking about. So I wanted to come on and do a divination about Bill Gates because I mostly go live on my social media outlets. And I've been hearing a lot of negativity when it comes down to this one particular person, as if fate was in their hands. And I keep telling people we forgot who our mother is. We forgot where we got consciousness from. When I'm telling people that every single place that coronavirus has ravaged and made the most fatalities in have been the places on the planet that rank highest for the levels of pollution. I also predicted by April 26th that everything was going to be coming to an end as far as, the quarantine and stuff. Here we are, April 24th, and they're already opening up businesses again. I already predicted that there were going to be two more viruses. I'm going to post those videos when I can get into my archives on Facebook, because I did do it. But on top of that, I predicted that light kills coronavirus. They're now saying that. It's more like UV light. So it would have to be more like an X-ray or, a tanning bed or something like that. People are all up in arms about vaccines. But everything that we need to heal ourselves is already in the earth. The reason why we can't see it is because we're disconnected from nature and we're disconnected from source. Because if we understand the fact that we are floating on a ball in space, with nothing holding us up, and all the other planets are around us, and nothing is holding up those planets or those stars. The genius of the creator of all of these type of realms, realities, they've already thought of everything. Trust me. And that's where you get the notion from different religions or different philosophical thoughts that God is all-knowing, or everything that's happened in the universe has already happened or is happening in the now. That means that everything is already banked up. Everything is already thought of. Everything is pre-planned. So, to me, I feel like we're supposed to have caution. We're supposed to be careful. But what we don't do is we don't fear. Because when we fear, that we put that out into the universe. And the way that the universe works, it's like a computer. Basic input, output. I've told you guys this before on my video about karma. So whatever you put into the universe, it gets reflected back to you. Because the universe is all mental, okay? So it works with your mind. It's just like if you make some goals or you make some plans in life, or you don't, and you fear what's going to happen to you because you don't have a plan or you don't have a goal. That's going to be um, what brings the manifestation alive. It brings the manifestation to you. Okay? So, what we want to do is we want to be able to see things in totality. And one thing I will tell you, as a person who works with the ancestors, our ancestors were able to see things in totality. Okay? We didn't have computers, we didn't have GPS, but we knew how to navigate the planet. Okay? We knew how far the stars were, we knew how many planets were out there. Now, we could specifically say, oh, extraterrestrials told us. But the fact that our ancestors created the game of like chess used to be a divination tool. Now it's a game. Just like tarot was a game, but we use it for a divination tool. That's how chess was. And they used chess to get answers. Okay? Simple, that's what technology is. Simple technology like that. Okay? One thing about using a chessboard or divination tools is that we don't pollute the planet. We don't put out those EMF signals or, contribute to electromagnetic radiation pollution. Also, when it comes to light, we use a lot of fire. Here they use a lot of artificial light, so that's creating to artificial light pollution. These things are actually messing with the animals, the insects, that we need because we rely on them to do things like, I don't know, maybe get rid of, certain things in the air, like trees, are our best friends because they clean the air for us. But when we cut them down, what are we doing? Well, we're now opening ourselves up to different things in the air that once upon a time couldn't affect us. But now that we've cut down all the trees, it's able to get through the atmosphere. I really feel that coronavirus, intuitively, I feel it's connected to cutting down trees for some reason because I feel like trees are a blanket. And then we have the smog from the cars, the factories. That's putting the particulates in the air, okay? And it's just like if you sneeze and coronavirus is in your saliva or your spit. Well, if you've got all this pollution in the air and the sun is really unable to get through the light, and then you've got 2.5 PM particles of pollution floating around mixed with fog and mist and aerosols, and then the virus gets in there and it falls down on you and you're breathing all this air even previously, so your lungs already contain a certain amount of pollution, or even your groundwater is polluted because we have all these trash piles everywhere and water is seeping into the ground when it rains because it's coming through the trash, and then it's getting in our groundwater, and then they're treating the water with chlorine instead of UV lights like they do in Europe. And so now, you just got a toxic mix. It's just a toxic mix, okay? And with that toxic mix, we have ignorance. Now, when we have our different people who are spiritual shamans and people like me, metaphysicians, who are respected for their ability to see the perspective that cannot be seen with the five senses or cannot be felt with the five senses. We want to discredit them, or everybody wants to get this particular knowledge and have this ability when they don't. The fact that Bill Gates actually saw climate change is like really big, okay, on my list. Am I saying Bill Gates is a perfect person? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is that he had the right idea and nobody was listening to him. So everybody wants to get all up in arms about his contributions to who and the way that he sees vaccines. Well, this guy has a perspective too, okay? Now, like I said, everything we need to heal is already provided for us. So, vaccines are insane to me. Do I think vaccines work? Yes, they work. But I think they're insane because they keep up the cycle of, okay, if we get an illness, we can just make a vaccine and then we can keep up the behavior of polluting the planet. So that's what I basically feel about that. Now, one of the things about polluting the planet is it causes illness. And what I can tell you is that right now, today, I am suffering. That's why you see me hooked up to a machine. I am suffering from an illness caused by pollution. Okay? Now, it would take everything within me to prove this. I would have to come with the samples and come with, you know what I'm saying, the evidence. But I did find a resource online called Evolution. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up right now. And you can find this article on kidney.org. It's called Environmental Pollution and Kidney Disease. And it tells you air, soil, and water pollution have been linked to risk for cancer, heart disease, lung disease, shortened life, and infections. There hasn't been much information on how pollution increases the risk of chronic kidney disease, but what we know shows there's a connection. So it's linked, okay, to heavy metals, mercury, lead, and cadmium, which mercury, lead, and cadmium from food, water, or industry have all been linked to people getting chronic kidney disease. It has been found in fish such as tuna, freshwater fish, but not enough to cause kidney disease. Mercury puts pregnant women and their unborn babies at risk. So lead exposure doesn't happen as often as it used to. People can get lead from water from old lead piping, okay? So by drinking tap water. Industrial exposure to lead comes from battery recycling and manufacturing of lead products. Chronic lead exposure can cause gout, okay, with kidney disease known as saturnine gout with nephropathy, okay? Cadmium exposure also comes with foods such as rice grown in soil, okay? That's your land poisoning. With cadmium in it, and cadmium is also in cigarette smoke. So when we're smoking a lot of cigarettes and we're thinking that's not doing anything to the environment, they don't even tell you, but yes, this is actually hurting people. This is actually causing illness. So we could blame the courts if we want to, but we're actually contributing to this by all the stuff that we're indulging in or our behavior as far as waste, okay? Smoking and secondhand smoke increases our risk of kidney disease. Exposure to tobacco smoke also has been linked to kidney and heart disease, which we already know heart disease is a big factor. And smoking also increases your risk of bladder and kidney cancer. Also, herbicides and pesticides. There have been reports of herbicides and pesticides increasing people's risk of chronic kidney disease in other countries. Higher rates of chronic kidney disease in farm workers have been linked to heavy exposure to herbicides and pesticides. So here you go. That's in your food. That's still in your land because when they're spraying, it's getting in your grounds. Air pollution. So evidence presented in a report in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology points to air pollution, increasing risk of new cases of kidney disease and quicker progression of chronic kidney disease to dialysis, okay? So you can kind of do your research and read that yourself. So I'm going to go a little bit over the Bill Gates divination that I've already done, which I've calculated his name up in English Gematria, and the number that is totaled from it is 6. Okay, so this is going to tell us more about his personality traits based on his name, and then I'll give you my own personal intuitive insight. So with his personality traits, he likes to work in harmony, loving and caring nature. He's sacrificing. He likes to heal and protect and teach. Okay, so that in itself says a lot about Bill Gates and why he is telling us about climate change and why he donates money to who. Okay, he believes in this cause. Okay, and his typical personality influence is to basically be more caring, sacrifice. Okay, that's why he believes in philanthropy and he gives to different places. He gives to who? He's the largest contributor of who. Also, healing. That's what the vaccines are about. Now, sometimes, within our personality, we have these energies that are dying to be expressed. And sometimes we might express them in a certain way, and everybody doesn't agree with it. Okay, so everybody doesn't agree with vaccines. That doesn't mean vaccines are bad or they don't work. Me, myself, it's not that I don't believe in vaccines. I know that they work. I see that. But I just, like I said, I think it contributes to the insanity of the whole problem of, okay, our environment's polluted and trash, so we're going to get sick, so let's take vaccines until the new virus comes out, and then we're sick again, and then we'll have to go through this whole scenario again, because we're never cleaning up this environment. I just read to you in an article of why people are developing chronic kidney disease. Also, people think autism is linked to vaccines. That's totally a lie. If you've done the research, you will know that autism is being linked to microwaves and the pollution that's caused by electromagnetic radiation. Okay? So I just wanted to clear that up. I'm not on YouTube for clickbaits. Trust me, I don't have that many followers and not that many people click on my videos. But at the end of the day, if you watch some of my videos, you're going to get real information that is probably going to put you about 5 or 6 levels up in awareness, okay? And then you can stay away from the sensationalism and the conspiracy theories that are totally false, misleading, because I've followed all of them to confirm, and I haven't received any confirmation on any of it, okay? Now, with the 5G towers, I have received confirmation on that contributing to more electromagnetic radiation pollution. But we're already exposed to that because we're already using microwaves. We're already using cell phones. We're already getting Wi-Fi, EMF signals, that are interacting with our biofield. So at the end of the day, and those are just a few examples that are exposing us to that. That's not even to mention things like x-rays, okay? So, another thing that sounded ludicrous about that is that all of the guys that are putting up 5G towers, they're exposed to it. So if those types of things were causing coronavirus, I think that, they would have been the first people to contract it. And I did read that putting up those towers does give flu-like, though that radiation, if you're exposed to too much or that in higher levels at one time, it does give you flu-like symptoms, okay? So all of this in turn is contributing to this. Now, the science that I've done about the pollution has told me that people are already impacted by pollution through things like asthma, respiratory infections such as bronchitis and pneumonia. People get sick from this stuff all the time. And there are a few other ones to where it only kills maybe, 3% of people or whatever, so it's not that big of a deal to people counting it up, okay? One of my friends, me and my friend, we were having, she's an intuitive too, and we were having a conversation about counts. And she was like, it doesn't make sense. And I was like, yes, it does. Instead of looking at the numbers, look at it as a piece, as a pie, and then you cut the numbers in pieces. Like, these are the people who got killed. These are by coronavirus. These are the people who got infected by coronavirus. And when you see the pie, then you will see, well, you know what? It actually really is a concern. Not to mention, intuitively, I get that this virus has, it has like something like an AIDS type of pattern with it, okay? So this means that when you get coronavirus, it's not going to probably be coronavirus that actually kills you. It's going to be the fact that you've been infected with coronavirus, and so that made your immune system weak. So now you're open to other infections killing you. Regular infections that if you normally got those with a healthy immune system, you'd be able to fight those off, okay? But because now you're getting them and your immune system is not healthy, well, simple things like staph that you already have on your skin can technically get inside and invade your body and kill you, okay? So that's the reason for the quarantine, because people were like, the quarantine doesn't make any sense. Now, it does if you look at it like that. Back to Bill Gates. 6 also represents becoming too involved in the lives of others. So this is some of the negative traits that he has, which basically total to being like intrusive or meddling. And even this can cause him to receive like doormat behavior from people, or feel as though people are walking over him. He is sympathetic based on this, and he would not purposely hurt anyone. And he likes to work from the background, okay? So that's why he likes philanthropy again. Again, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He believes that this is a great solution, okay? Vaccines are, he believes that they are the answer, like a miracle, kind of, sort of. He also has an impulse to create environments where there's peace and harmony, okay? So I would say in his personality, he has a little bit more of a balance with the divine feminine attributes, okay? Now, on a personal level, what I feel about Bill Gates is this. When it comes down to his name, intuitively, I see Bill, which has a B in it, and then the word ill, okay? So this, to me, is saying that because that's his first name, and that might not be his real name, because a lot of people name Bill have the name William. So we could use Will or Bill, and the word ill is still there. And ill means not in full health, sick, or poor quality. Okay, that's ill. 6s, I said his number was 6. They really ignore the big picture. So when you see this ill, okay, he's trying to tackle this, okay? He's trying to tackle this problem, but he's not seeing the big picture, okay? I kind of see the big picture because intuitive people we kind of see that. That's how we can read people or connect with a spirit. We understand consciousness on a whole nother level. So with that being in his name, be ill. That vibration is saying, okay, I know these people are going to be ill. That's my drive. I feel like I have something to do about being ill. Okay? I feel that with him. Even to where he has like an OCD type complex with that. Okay? Now, Gates Gates in itself is totally symbolic, okay? And I keep telling people this is a universal virtual reality game for souls. So when you pay attention and you divine things, then you get to understand things on a higher level, okay? On a higher reality. So gates is a hinged barrier, or it could represent blockage, even closure. Okay, so that's two different ways to perceive it. You can perceive it as a block, like I can't get over the gate, or I have to move through the gate to open it. Or it's a closure, like this is here to protect me. No one else can get in. Okay, that's how we kind of see Bill Gates. Like some people see him as a blockage when it comes to the vaccines, while, other people might perceive it like, oh, he brings the way to close the door on coronavirus, okay? So if you even break his name down a little bit more, between the G and the S, we have 8. 8, which is simultaneous or equal to consumption. Eating, taking in our consumption. And that's what he talks about. The environment and overconsumption, okay? When it comes to the G and when it comes to the S, I really feel, like that's saying about the game, okay? About the game, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Recognize the game of consumption. And the S is stop. Okay, stop. That's what he's trying to stop. Okay, so that's basically what I get from that. And I also looked up another definition of the word gate, which is the number of people who pay to enter for an event. Look at this on a whole nother level. Now you come to a higher reality where it's telling you about the input and the output from the universe, or to the universe, okay, by this game, by this person, and how we can really look at this person as telling us what is ahead. He is the key, because pestilence is going to be a big factor in the pollution of the planet, because now the planet is sick. So now we are sick. And that's ultimately what Bill Gates is telling us. And he told us that. He's been saying this for a while. Now, certain people have taken different things that he said and made small clips without viewing his perspective in totality. But when we look at his perspective in totality, then we can technically see that, just like any human's perspective, it has flaws, but it makes sense. It makes sense in this game. Now, I've already been on here for 28 minutes now. It's about to be 30 minutes. We're on quarantine, so some people can afford to watch this. But I'm going to leave now. When I come back later, I will do the tarot reading on Bill Gates. I will download it. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm an oracle, so I come to bring you truth. And I even have a little scientific confirmations with my insight. So, if you really want to know what's going on, this is a good channel, because I don't put clickbait out. But instead of trying to convince you, just watch a few videos and you'll see for yourself. So I'm going to put some real healing information up here about how to protect yourself from coronavirus. And there's a special way that you can do that I myself have been creating. And I'm going to get the microscope to prove it. But until then, you're just going to have to trust me and trust the information that I give you from my visions and my gift to communicate with my spirits, okay? So, I love you guys, and like I said, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'm going to be trying to come on and give more clarity about these different things, these type of lies or misinformation that don't lead us anywhere, so we can be more knowledgeable, because the whole truth about it is, if we know, then we can do a better job about preventing it. But if we don't know and we lack knowledge, that's going to be the reason why we're ignorant, or we definitely are impacted on a fatal level. So that's it. If you have a microwave, don't use it. Leave microwaves alone. Cut your cell phones off at nighttime. Reduce your waste and your trash. Reuse things that you can reuse, so you don't have to put that back into the environment. And definitely educate yourself by taking some time to look up the pollution levels of the places where coronavirus hit harder, and you will see why it's caused by pollution. And it's not made in a lab, okay? It's not a ploy of the government to try to kill us. Some of them are getting it too, and they're dying too, okay? It's not a ploy by the 5G towers. Why would they kill the same people that they need for customers, okay? We have to apply some common sense here. So I love you, and I'll post the Bill Gates tarot reading later.